So let's look at our first example here. Remember, we always read a graph from left to right. So in this region, the function is going down from left to right, so it's decreasing. In this region, it is going up from left to right, so it is increasing. And this is the point right here where it changes from decreasing to increasing. So what we have to do is we have to find, remember, we want the x intervals over which this function is increasing, decreasing, and constant. Well, this is the region here. In this region over here, it is increasing. So it starts increasing at this point here, which has this x value. Whoops, excuse me. So at this x value here. And what is that x value there? That is when x is 1. So it starts increasing at 1. And then notice it keeps increasing all the way up. It's very important to look at this. Arrows, it indicates it keeps going up and out. So it's going to keep increasing until x reaches positive infinity in this direction. Remember, in this direction, x is positive infinity. In this direction, x is negative infinity. When is this function decreasing? Well, it starts decreasing wherever this arrow points to, and in the x direction, it points to negative infinity. Where does it stop decreasing? It's decreasing in this region all the way to this point here. What's this x value here? X equals 1. So in this open interval, it's decreasing. In this open interval, it's increasing. It is never constant. Now let's look at our next example. So remember, we always read a graph from left to right. So in this region, as I go from left to right, my function is going down, so it's decreasing. Here, from left to right, it is going up, so it is increasing. And in this last region, it's staying at a fixed height, so it is constant. Remember, these are always x intervals over which the function is increasing, decreasing, and constant, and they are always open intervals. That means always put parentheses on the end. So where does it start decreasing? At this point here, and remember I need the x value, so it's this x value here. This x value right here, which is -2, -4, so it's going to be -5. So it's going to start decreasing at -5. Notice there's no arrow on the end, so it doesn't keep going. And it's going to stop decreasing right here, and not at -2, that's the y value. I need to pick this value where x is 0. So it is decreasing from -5 to 0. Then, where is it increasing? It starts, remember we start on the left, it starts increasing here. What is its x value? 0. And it keeps increasing to this point up here. And remember, we have to go down and take the x value, this point right here, which is x equals 3. So it's increasing from 0 to 3. And finally, it is constant in this region right here. So it starts being constant when x equals 3. It stops here when x equals 6. So it is constant from x values from 3 to 6. Notice they're always x intervals and they're open x intervals. Now let's look at our last example. Remember, we read a graph from left to right. So what is it doing in this region? It's staying at a fixed height, so it's constant. Here, it goes up from left to right, so it is increasing. It goes down from left to right here, so it is decreasing. And remember, For this one, we've got to take into account the arrow at the end, and here we also have to take into this arrow at the end. So let's look at where it is increasing. So it's in this region here. Remember, it's only the x values, so it starts increasing at this x value right here. So it starts increasing at -2. It increases all the way up to this point here. What's its x value here? Remember, this is going to, this is going to be the point 1. Where is it decreasing? It decreases from here to here. So what's the x value of this point? 1. Now, where does it finish decreasing? It keeps going down and out. Remember, I need the x values, not the down, but how it goes in this direction. And remember, in that direction, x goes to positive infinity. So it is decreasing all the way from x equals 1 to x equals positive infinity. Last one, where is it constant? In this region here. Notice where this arrow points to negative infinity, so it's going to start at negative infinity, and it is going to go until x equals what value? -3. So remember, the most important thing is that it increases and decreases in constants over open x intervals. You must use the x values of the points. Unfortunately, students often use the y values, so be careful on that.